Morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I don't know what the name of it is yet. Today's the first day I decided to do this, and so you're going to get a view of what's going on in the backyard. This is my inspiration. To most folks it looks like a pile of junk, but this is a part of a larger garden bed that I created that used to be nothing but this, just a big open field. And a rototiller came through, chopped it all up. Not that that's the right thing to do, learning every day what the right thing to do is. So here you can see I've dug out a row. My girl has planted a row of squash, I think that says there. But I wanted to talk about this. This is my kitchen compost. I've learned a lot from the AI tools, and I was gonna just make a compost, but now I don't know if it's gonna be 6, 7, 8 different composts. I wanted to show you this because I've got lots of fruits that I'm learning to do fermentation and whatnot with to make drinks. Those fruits are at the top of this row. You can see there's a plant row here at the utmost top that is not going to get burned by all the nutrients that are going to be created by this row. And then after that row, this might look just like garbage, but it's carefully selected paper goods, all that stuff that's just going to fill your trash. Now it's going to make your soil gorgeous. At least that's what the computer seems to think. So I'm putting that stuff down there, and then I'm going to cover it with these fresh wood chips that I got from my city. I used to get compost from my city, but we had a problem where we got infected with an invasive species called lesser calendine. So instead we're getting just wood chips. The wood chips are going to cover this paper, and then this compost is going to go down here in this row. So there's 3 rows. This is all paperish wood items, what's usually called brown matter for garden people. And then this is the compost row. This compost row has something interesting in here. This was my first biochar that I created. The biochar is created in my fire pit over here. Did this last night. I don't know that I used the right wood. I think I'm supposed to use hardwood, but I put my wood inside here, had a nice night, got the low light in my eyes so that I could go to sleep better. I got an hour and a half of deep sleep, probably one of my best numbers ever. Cooked the fire inside of here, and then right after the fire ended, doused it with a bunch of water and, as gross as it might sound, urine. Urine is supposed to activate biochar. So doused it with that, came out this morning, broke off the big chunks, and anything that was as small as what you see in that garden, I dragged over here, used a little cup to fill up that white bucket, and then put that into my compost. That's the biochar that I'm adding to this compost. Now, to address the smell of this stuff, obviously the paper doesn't stink at all. I'm going to be taking that fresh wood chips and burying this so that it doesn't stink. Doing this approach, I started my first row of this kind of composting in a toy adventure behind those wood racks back there, behind the swing set. Did that for a few years, and shockingly we didn't have any smells in our backyard. This summer just started with this next one over here. This is a new project. This is a hot compost. This is obviously garbage from my kids sitting on top with plastic to keep rain from getting in. This is the smallest that the AI recommends to do it. 3 by 3. This had been, I measure it with this really, I'm going to check my temperature here. We're at 110 degrees right now. You can see this is a really long tool that I can just shove in here. I'm going to get it a little higher right now and go in for later on. I just leave that in there. They're only like 15, 20 bucks. So this is about a 3 by 3. I had taken it down and rototilled it after I started cutting my lawn. You can see my lawn has a strip there for pollinators. That was just a miss, but kind of a neat idea. Here you can see is my girl's garden. We're going to be changing this up. Lots of adventures to tell you about. Here's where the Tesla drives down to deliver all the fun goods. So many projects to tell you about. But for today, one more to show you. This is the new pile. That compost that's down to 110 had sat for about 2 weeks at 150 degrees. I'd never succeeded at that before. Got them up to about 100, 110 before, but I've never had a compost pile get up to 150 degrees. So this one, well, this looks like a pile of wood chips, is chocked full of all sorts of crap. You can see a little pine brush outside of there. Let's see what this guy's at. This is fresh in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we've got about 115 degrees. Now you might be wondering why I'm not wearing my shirt, and that's because I'm getting my medicine. I have a skin disorder called vitiligo. That's the same thing Michael Jackson had. So this big solar system that you saw, I can track with that exactly how much power is being made, which directly relates to the UV index. And that UV index, the higher it goes, the more likely I'm gonna get cooked. And so today was my first day coming out here without my shirt. It's 60-some degrees. It feels just incredible. I could have been up until 1 or 2 in the morning drinking last night, but crapped out early. It's my first night really early, around 11 o'clock. And came out here. This is the early phase where I can see, I'll show another chart later on, the chart of the solar production. I can't change the sun, so I decided to change myself to fit with it. And so I've got this crazy hair that I had tied up from last night, and it's all a mess. So I get out in the morning, right in the morning, as I'm trying this, get out in the morning right when the sun comes up, and I get to spend time outside, and it looks like daylight in my eyes as they adjust to this sun, but my skin isn't getting cooked. Then I'm gonna go to the gym next, get my workout in, have some coffee with my son, got a 19-year-old son, enjoy some Huberman delayed onset caffeine and a little magnesium that to slow the release and craziness jitters that it might cause in my brains, and then enjoy a little bit of desk work with my IT work, and then back out as the sun sets to get another period like this. Don't know that I'll have my shirt off while everybody else here is awake, so that's it for our first episode. Bye-bye.